What's up, YouTube? It's your boy King Tyson, and I'm back. Before we get to it, make sure you like, comment, subscribe as you always watch the full video.
Lil Durk gonna be home in about 6 weeks, man. That's my prediction. About 6 weeks, they gonna release Lil Durk from jail, man. The prosecutors done effed up badly, and even the judge is saying it. If you guys don't understand or don't know the implications of what took place today in court, let me explain, okay? The prosecutors have been trying to charge Lil Durk with another murder because the current murder they got Lil Durk in jail for is just not enough.
So Lil Durk,
I said that. Bro. It's like I said it before. It's like not not to use this reference, but this so people can get it. It's like you got food, you made it, it's cooked, it's done, and then you say, "Nah, you know what? Let's put it back in the oven, throw some more seasoning on it, and then put it back in there." That's overcooking it, bro. It's gonna be burnt, nasty. It's not gonna work. It's not it. It's done. It's over. That's what they're doing. If y'all already got this case, you already got evidence on this. Why are you studying trying to add on new cases, especially right before the trial starts? But it seems like, especially if this one case he's already washed on, why are you adding the other shit? To me, it's like they're doing it because the shit that you had, like Flacco just said, is not enough. You don't got like you got this charge, right? You got this charge, but can you prove that he did this? To me, I don't think that they can, because yes, you have a group, right? They have the group OTF, and then they say, oh, these people use money from this account, and they wouldn't do what they did. So them niggas don't have they don't have no they own access to it. It's only one card. It's only one pen. Especially if this is a business account. It's not just like, all right, this is my personal account. This is my name. That's a little different when other people are using it versus this is a company card and these niggas are assigned to this company.
has been essentially sitting in a jail cell for almost 2 years. His trial was supposed to start next month, and that is for the 2022 killing of Savia Robinson out in Los Angeles. Prosecutors allege that this was a murder for hire plot stemming from a feud with rapper Quando Rondo, and that Robinson was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. But then, what was it, less than 3 months before trial? The government drops a bomb, and what just happened exploded in their faces, essentially. Durk was handed a new superseding indictment with new charges. We're talking entirely separate allegations that stretched across state lines in years. They're talking alleged involvement in a shooting in Chicago, this attempted murder in Atlanta, I believe even this apparently or allegedly drug trafficking operation. So all these different things. And suddenly, this case wasn't just about one episode. It was no longer just about this Los Angeles incident. It was potentially going to be a trial that included a whole different set of alleged crimes that his lawyers argued the government could have brought from the beginning.
This is like your girlfriend checking your location and seeing you were at Fogo de Chao at 10 p.m. and then automatically convicting you of cheating only because when she was your side chick, you would take her to Fogo de Chao when your girlfriend at the time went to do her overnight job at the hospital. No, I could be a changed man. Not guilty, Your Honor. But that applies to Lil Durk in this regard. They're saying Lil Durk committed murder for hire with Quando Rondo's cousin, that he paid OTFDD and these other people to commit this murder. However, the prosecutors have been unable to name and list anything tangible that Lil Durk has given these people, such as money, I don't know, such as a record deal. They have not been able to name what Lil Durk paid these people. So because they're unable to name what Lil Durk paid these people, they now have to go scrambling and bring this Chicago murder.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna work. I think if anything, if he does get convicted, it's not gonna be because they proved the case. It's gonna be because the people saw what he might be involved in, and it's like, nah, he's too dangerous to be on the street.
That they got two people sitting in jail for about 3 years now who just pled guilty, and now they're saying
It's
that
like the nigga and what's the name's case? Like y'all convicted him and gave him life when y'all gave his girlfriend who played the same role, even though he knew what was happening versus her supposedly not knowing what was happening, but they still played the same role. And he got life, she got 15. Like that shit, it don't make no sense. Like he got his life because he was with them. Cause he's tied to them. People a lot of times people they will do that. You have these crazy allegations. They can't 100% prove it, but it's the fact that you might be guilty that will get you locked up.
These two people are willing to come forward and say that Lil Durk paid them. So they're attempting to bring all of this together, in my opinion, to distract the jury. They can't try the Lil Pop murder by itself because you would have to prove what Lil Durk paid these people. So now you bring Stephen Mack murder, and now you bring a racketeering. So now you can say, okay, see, look, he paid these people to do this. They're saying he paid them money. OTF Didi and these other OTF members, they murdered this guy. Even though we can't prove that Lil Durk paid these people over here, but it's still racketeering because they're still OTF and they did it on behalf of OTF. Durk is the type of OTF guilty for this murder. Stephen Mack murder to me is like a non-factor. Like, I don't think they can prove anything in regards to Stephen Mack murder, like at all. They're only bringing this as like enhanced evidence. You, under no circumstance, can you go to a jury of Lil Durk peers and prove that Lil Durk paid for Stephen Mack's murder. Under no circumstances. Lil Durk had no type of like connection, no text messages, no calls, no nothing. All they have is one of the killers was in a Lil Durk music video. That's all they have. They're trying to say that when Lil Durk brought the $1 million to his interview with Gillian Wallow, that
Yeah, I remember that. Like he brought that money and then he distributed it and was paying people in the video. Like you would have to be a complete idiot to do that. Complete idiot. I mean, bring a like to be I don't know why the fuck he did that. That's probably why they believe it. Because nigga, why the fuck would you bring $1 million to an interview for what? What was the purpose of that? You had to distribute that money to people before you left. Like, cause that's what anybody would reasonably think. Nigga, I'm gonna bring $1 million to the hood to an interview, and then take the $1 million back just to go put it back in the bank.
Lil Durk used a portion of that money to pay the killers off. No evidence whatsoever. So these folks is stuck. And even the judge said it in court today. The judge said, yo, are you guys only trying to bring this Stephen Mack murder because you guys know y'all can't win this Lil Pop murder? When the judge is telling you that in court, that should tell you something. But man, they're coming home, man.
And he said to the prosecutor, he said, the last cases that you brought along my desk into court, he said, you guys looked happy. You looked happy to be doing prosecutions. He made some little comment where he basically said, he said, the last few cases you brought to my courtroom, you didn't look like you'd rather be at the beach. So why can't you do 2 Durk murder cases? And basically said, so this was crazy. I couldn't believe this. This one shocked me. This one actually just caught me off guard and just made me realize, this shit really going all the way. Basically, the judge said outright, they said, so you think you're going to lose the LA trial and that's why you've put in the Chicago trial? Just said it straight up, bold. Stop saying the same thing. It was almost like cut the shit. He said, so you think you're going to lose the LA trial? That's why you're doing this. And I swear the courtroom laughed. It was almost like a moment of comic relief. Like everybody that supports Durk in that courtroom was almost like finally like vindication. We're kind of hearing what we want to hear. And
yeah, cause like, bro, come on, bro, like that saying of like, all right, people, all right, you have a crew, and because you're the breadwinner, that everybody beneath you is doing. They're the soldiers. You're the you're the leader, and everything that they do is in a benefit of you and the crew. Sometimes these niggas are just doing dumb shit, and they're the homies. And nigga, you can't stop them. Nigga, I ain't their daddy. I'm not the leader. I'm just a homie. We're all from this crew. We're all from this squad. Nigga, nobody's bigger than nobody. Like they think crews and gangs be running how like cartels and mafia are ran. There's a leader and like it's high ranking. Yeah, certain people have rank, but you still just a regular nigga, bro. You still just a regular nigga. Yeah, you got rank. You probably got shot. You probably done shit that this nigga ain't done. But you still just a regular nigga. When it's time somebody to go do something, you still gotta go too. When it comes to meetings, you still gotta go too. You're not above nobody. Only people who be above somebody, it'd be like the OGs. Like, and they still can get touched. They do something wrong. This black people gangs and like that shit is not ran how cartels and mafias are ran. And that's how that's why I see like it's kind of done with this Rico thing because that's what this view was made for. That Rico case thing was made for them, and then they try to use it against gangs because they it's ran the same way. No, it's not. And there ranks, yes, but not like how it is when it comes to them. It's completely different. Their structure is completely different than how a regular gang shit is structured. Like it's completely different, bro. If it was this exact same, the gangs would literally be taking over cities. They don't. They take over blocks. The cartels and mafia they take over. They cover cities. Whole like multiple structures of blocks from this way to that way, like type of shit. It's completely different.
You know, a lot of people have been telling people what they want to hear on this case, but it was almost, to hear the judge say, like, yo, this is actually a desperate move. Like, so you think you're going to lose? Is that why you're doing this? Because you're not giving me a straight answer. It was like he was frustrated and pissed off and tired of the prosecution just saying the same thing over and over and over again.
What's hurting and helping Lord Durk at the same time is that the prosecutors got to come to court and look across and see Drew Finland and Brian Steele, two of probably the top 20 greatest lawyers America has ever produced. They got to come to court and see those two people on Lord Durk trial. That's why the prosecutors are going so hard. They understand that if you come to court with a case that's even a little weak, Brian Steele and Drew Finland is going to sniff it out. So it's helping Lord Durk in terms of Lord Durk has two of the top 20 lawyers in American history on his case. But it's hurting him because the prosecutors is pulling every unethical trick in a book, bruh. They is trying to nail him to the cross even before trial starts because they understand if there's a slither of hope for Lord Durk.
They always do that because they know you got too much money. They know your lawyers, especially if you have high ranking lawyers, that costs money. So they try to make sure that they put in everything to make it hard for that tough lawyer or that great lawyer to get you out of this situation. And hopefully, if they can get this shit, if they can milk you or drain your money before the case even started, they still won. Because your lawyer, then he ain't gonna want to fight as hard as he's supposed to when he know he ain't getting paid.
Drew Finland and Brian Steele is gonna get that slither of hope.
That he got to the point where he's like, so really what this is about, you think you're gonna lose? I couldn't believe it. So basically, after that, the judge said that the suspects, they never asked to delay the trial to 2028. He said it was reasonable. You know, they wanted to have a little stay at the start to get to the bottom of some of the evidence. That initially wanted to stay the trial. It got delayed, and then he said he wants to stick with his speedy trial rights. And again, it's like the judge kept on saying the Speedy Trial Act isn't going to dictate what I'm going to do. After that, the judge basically said, and it was after he made that comment that was basically saying, so you think you're going to lose? And then the judge kind of softened the blow again, but said it was in a different way. It was like, so what, do you think you have a better chance to win with the Chicago incident included? And they didn't really have an answer for that. And the judge was on smoke. The judge basically said, I think that you think the Chicago murder is a feature, but I think it's a bug. Now, this is like a famous catchphrase that goes around. You know, some people think it's a feature, other people think it's a bug. You know, it's like a software terminology where it's basically like, you know, like, I don't know, like a good example. Like the fact that when you scroll through Facebook, Instagram, you don't really see all the people you follow. You see the people they want to push you. It's like, you might think that's a bug. Why am I not seeing all the people I follow? But that's their feature. Their algorithm is actually what's pushing things on you that they want to push their agenda. And when the judge said that, it was like, whoa, like he is cooking these fools. So the judge basically said outright, like he basically said he wasn't convinced. He basically just said he wasn't convinced. Like, he wasn't convinced of what the prosecution was saying. He said it's flatly unfair that, you know, we're going to add all these murders on. We're going to expect the jury to kind of comprehend all of this stuff that Durk had going on city to city. And he said, really, he felt like it was an attempt to get prejudicial evidence brought into the LA trial to create a bias in front of the jury. And it was like, whoa, damn, okay.
Look, that's what I was saying, bro. Nigga, that's crazy. That's crazy. The judge is calling them out on that shit. I've never heard no shit like this before, but that's what it seems like. You're trying to throw in all this shit, so then when it all comes, because the jury, like nigga, everybody has a phone. Like when they be going in trying to make it like, oh, they don't know who this person is. Like not knowing who somebody is probably one thing, but like if you know that you on the jury, come on, bro. You didn't look, you didn't search that nigga person. Come on, bro. That come on. That I don't believe that shit. So like Dirk is a well known person. So again, if you know it, he has all this money and he's out here doing all this reckless shit, hiring people to get hit, to go commit certain crimes and yeah, that's a bad person. We don't need him on the. We don't need him outside. That's what it will make you feel like, especially if you do it right before the shit starts. Especially like bringing up a case that was already dismissed that they couldn't prove that he did. That's dumb.
Like the judge is saying that. That's the type of shit you would expect Dirk and his team to say, but the judge was saying it. And the judge says, look, I'm not surprised that you want a trial with both murders, but you haven't made a good point as to why that should happen.
Lord Dirk might have been blessed enough that they probably got two of the biggest nincompoops to come and prosecute him, because when the judge was asking them for responses, eventually, again, this is no lie. This is to Trapler Ross and other people in court. Eventually, like the prosecutors got lost for work. Like after the judge started to really drill into them, y'all doing this because y'all can't beat that other case, right? Like y'all can't win that other case. They just eventually concede, said, Your Honor, we would like to just write something written to get our responses. The judge said, huh?
Because they don't want that shit in that transcript. That's why.
They told the judge, hey, we don't have a good answer right now. We would like to take a break to write something down and we'll respond in a written notice. The judge told him, bro, my mind is already made up. my mind is already made up, bro. If you can't convince me right now, nothing is going to work afterwards. They couldn't articulate themselves.
They couldn't say it. That's because they didn't want it in the transcript. The transcript talking about the person that's in there typing up everything that everybody is saying. They didn't want it then. That's why. But telling the judge this, hey, here's a letter, hey. In the letter it said, hey, yeah, we ain't got enough, judge. But they just didn't want it in the transcript, in a public record that they don't have enough.
In the court of law, lawyers as to why they needed to charge Lil Durk with racketeering and the Stephen Mack murder on top of this Lil Pop murder. And you know the day went well in court because Lil Durk and them lawyers walked out that courtroom, man, with a with a pep in their step, bro. They was feeling themselves, bro. Even Lil Durk's dad spoke afterwards, and they was feeling like, yeah, this is it. Like Durk coming home. Because if they can't like trump up the charges, and you gotta really stand on the foundation that Lil Durk paid OTFDD, and OTF Vani and other people to do this murder. You can rely on the rats and the witnesses, but these are people charged with murder. How credible are they going to be?
So look, we're going to be very, very brief because, as our incredible colleague Christy O'Connor said, there's not a lot to actually say given the thoroughness of His Honor's analysis of everything that was filed. So the docket really speaks for itself. There was incredible filings and briefings done. And such a great job by Ms. O'Connor. And so we appreciate the fact that His Honor is one of those days that makes it so rewarding to be a trial attorney when a judge takes everything that was submitted and goes through it so thoroughly and in such great detail. And so I'll ask you that was in the courtroom and then have read the filings to rely on His Honor's questions today and the points that he made. And as you, but most importantly, as our innocent client, Dirk Banks, and I emphasize, our innocent client, Dirk Banks, is waiting. We are looking forward to the close of business today when we get this order so that we can see if we can be at this courthouse on August 20th, 2026 for the trial that we've been working on and preparing for 22 months. So we appreciate you all being here today. We're super excited for His Honor's order to come out today, and we so appreciate the thoroughness that took place in that courtroom today. So with that being said, we're not going to do any questions. We appreciate everybody who's here today.
Just left the courthouse for the hearing with my son today. It went well. Alhamdulillah, everything went well. The judge favored us and ruled in our favor today and granted our motion. Alhamdulillah, man. The prosecutor tried to bring them bogus charges, but the judge severed those charges, and we're ready for trial now. So we thank everybody for their support, their prayers, everything that they're pouring out to us right here, family, friends, and fans. So continue to pray for us. Continue to keep us in your dua. Alhamdulillah.
Them prayer rugs has been working for Lil Durk, man. Cause the luck that Lil Durk has found himself in is insane. Now I'm gonna say this, man. Murder is obviously a very serious thing. So I try to stay neutral. I don't have a side in this. I'm not rooting for Lil Durk to beat it if he's guilty. And if he's innocent, yeah, then free him. But I'm not rooting for somebody to beat anything. I'm rooting for somebody to prove what they really did and didn't do. So if Lil Durk didn't do it, then I hope he proves his innocence. But we often forget there is somebody's family who is still a part of this. Lil Pop was a brother. He was, a son. He was.
Yeah, I feel like when it comes to that, I feel like whoever did what they did needs to be charged for it. Like plain and simple.
Probably somebody's, like uncle.
Like I hope that just because they can't prove that Dirk paid them, that they're gonna just let them off. Am I all right? We can't prove that he paid y'all to do it, so it's over. No, nigga, if you still know that they still did what they did, you just can't prove why they did it or like their reasoning behind doing it. Nigga, they still did what they did. Nigga, still locked them niggas up. That should be off top, nigga. Like no, they still unlocked this man. You can't prove why, like their reason for it, but a lot of times that happens. Shit, a lot of times you can't prove like the person will go silent. You can't prove like you don't know his reason why he did what he did, but you know what he did.
Was a nephew. He was somebody's family and loved one. So because of that, I'm not here to celebrate. I'm not here to say free Lil. No, if Lil Durk is innocent, free him.
Yeah.
But hopefully, justice is served. But it doesn't look like the prosecutors are interested in justice being served. It looks like they're interested in making sure they railroad somebody. Pause. And that's where we're having an issue with. I'm not here to say free.
Yeah, a lot of times that be the case. Like it don't be let me go and get justice. Let me make sure I'll lock somebody up and I make a name for myself, which would be lame as fuck.